Hello there everybody, good day to you guys. Welcome back to the channel. I'm here at the shop on a Sunday, actually. I'm usually never here on Sundays, ever. But I'm here on a Sunday because I wanted to make the video about the announcement that I had mentioned when I was working on that yellow lemon mobile in there that you guys saw a little while ago. It's kind of a gloomy day, like literally it's a gloomy day outside. We got some overcast cloud cover. It's not the greatest. And the announcement that I have to make has been a long time coming. The store and the channel as we know it, unfortunately, is coming to a close of a chapter. I've got to shutter Ray's Auto Clinic here in the structure. But not to worry, because the announcement is not the closure. The announcement is an expansion. We have agreed to and made a deal for another building. It's a similar type of building. It's a metal steel structure, a little bit larger and a little bit smaller at the same time. We're going to get to that later. Now, this place right here, you guys have been here for a few years now and you've seen that I've put an immense amount of work and effort into this place. We tore down a building that used to be inside of the building. I cut a giant hole in the wall. We put up a door. We've run air lines. We've installed lighting. We painted the place, turned the office into something somewhat agreeable. And despite all those efforts, it just wasn't working out. The reason being is that this particular location did not fit the grandeur of my vision. Now, that does not mean we're going away and we're leaving, because there's a few caveats to this little adaptation that I've undertaken. One of the problems that I've found myself running into here at this location is ease of serviceability and efficiency. I've got a huge problem with my parking arrangement. The location of this facility is sort of off the beaten path. It's in an industrial type setting sort of neighborhood, and I'm sharing this property with a couple of other businesses. Now, because of that, there's a lot of traffic. And I find that to be a major inconvenience factor for my customers. One of my other issues is I cannot accommodate customers who wait here for their vehicle, because our office is pretty small and we homeschool the 3 kids as well, so they're always in there. We used to have dogs in there too, but because of the population of the people in the office and the space required for such people, it's not the greatest environment to invite people to wait here for any period of time for their services to be completed. So that was a major negative, and I believe it's hurting my business flow when it comes to easier, faster, kind of low-tiered maintenance job. And I'm not saying or discrediting those kinds of jobs, but we don't ever have that here. I don't have customers that come back for little things like oil changes or tire rotations, because they don't want to have to drop the car off and then leave and then get an Uber and then come back and all this stuff. It's a major inconvenience, and I recognize that. And so it's been weighing very heavily in my mind, because I'm in the camp where if we do not continue to grow, then we will stagnate and ultimately wither away and die. And I don't want to wither away and die, and I don't want the channel to wither away and die, because that would be horrible for all like 500,000 of us, plus my entire family. So in an effort to prevent the inevitable, I've taken some steps to grow, and it's a big step. I find myself in the same position that I felt like I was in 3-something years ago when we first signed the lease and moved into just those 2 stalls over there. I had no idea what I was doing, drained the bank account, put in all the effort, took the risk, and bit my nails hoping it's going to bite and stick. So we are going to be introducing here on the channel and on Wife Unit's channel, my wife Lauren, a series of videos that are going to outline our move, our expansion, and ultimately it's going to seal the fate of what's going to happen in here. So I've got a huge plan in mind, but it's kind of complicated, and I hope that it works. You see, the things that this building has, the other building does not. And the things that the other building has, this building does not. Now, out here in the shop space, one of those things is capacity and capability. Now, you guys have noticed I've got a fairly large 2-post lift here. This is a 12,000 pound capacity 2-post. That's a big boy. We've got a 9,000 pound capacity right here. This is great for trucks, SUVs. It fits cars on it, no problem. And then over here, we've got the 4-post 14,000 pound drive-on ramp, and this is mostly exclusively just for heavy duty trucks. The other shop, on the other hand, it has fantastic in and out access. It's got a great area for a waiting interception area. The office is fantastic, and it's got a little cutout in the back where I can set up a schoolhouse for my kids. But I can't service trucks there. That's the problem, and a huge portion of my business is trucks. You guys have known that for a while. It's sometimes I've got a whole parking lot full of trucks. In fact, if we mosey on out there right now, look at this. We've got the 1,000 horsepower Silverado. We've got a 99 7.3 diesel Super Duty. We've got a 16 6.7 diesel Super Duty. Got a 03 dually Duramax with a blown up motor. I'm getting around to that one. We're trying to find a good low mileage LB7. That's hard to do. 2500 Silverado gasser 4-wheel drive, and way out back over there's another Ford F-250, and I think that's also a 7.3, might be a 6.0 250. It's got a cowl induction hood on it. That's kind of cute. Yeah, let's go check that one out a little bit. But point being is my trucks are outnumbering the cars in the lot right here, okay? So what I intend to do, yeah, I think that's like a 6.0. There's no badging on it. I'll check later. So what I intend to do here is I'm going to keep both is what I'm going to do. We're going to move our primary business operation to the new location, which we're going to head over there in a little while and go check it out. All right, we're pulling in, folks. And here, this is it. That's where the sign's going to go right there. This is the spot. You see Lauren's already inside. Look at her. Yeah, she's inside getting some paint stuff set up. We're painting the office right now, and I'll give you guys the grand tour. So we've got 2 stalls right here on the front side. There's a bay there, there's a bay there, and then around back over here, we're gonna find 2 more bay doors right there. So that's gonna put us up with the 4 lifts inside. It's gonna put Ray's Auto Clinic Incorporated here in Bradenton, Florida up to 7 stalls. We've got 7 stalls at our disposal. 7, that's fantastic. Let me back this back around to my old parking space. Yeah, there's another thing about that too. I used to work here. I got fired from this place. Imagine that. Ray got himself fired. What could you possibly have done, Ray, to get yourself fired from such a pristine looking business? Well, the thing that got me fired is the exact same thing that made this building available to me right here. The fellow that used to run this place, he went under. And he went under in the most spectacular of ways, and I'm not gonna badmouth the failed at life. We don't need to do anything or do any of that. The actions kind of said enough, I think. But the guy that used to manage this joint right here, he let me go because I opened my mouth over a situation. That's usually how it happens, and I was invited to leave because my name's not on the sign. Well, my name's going up on the sign. It took a few years. I was here in 2018. In fact, that very truck back there that we rode in on, I bought this at the peak. I bought that truck at the very peak of my employment here, and just to dig it in a little bit, 2 days after I pulled in with this truck was the "hey, have a nice day, you're all done" conversation. So I got fired after making a major purchase that the boss knew I was making, by the way. That's just bad business. So I'm going to be doing the majority of our operations out of this place right here, and then the overflow stuff's going to take place over there. Not to worry for the customer base though. The only thing you're going to have to do is let me drive the car down the road a mile or so, and you just have to pull up and park it over here where we offer secure gated parking, and there's easy access to the frontage road. We have a baseball field right down the street, and the best part, we have a key drop. Look at that, key drop. So now people don't have to Uber and mess their schedule up and come here and drop things off and leave and do all this stuff and feel weird about leaving their nice car inside of the junkyard, which is my old parking lot. So like I said earlier, everything is a massive quality improvement. But you guys aren't interested in that, are you? Let's go inside and check it out. I know you want to see the shop space, so let's get after it. Over yonder, that corner, that's the main office. We're gonna come in through the back side door over here because I'm not gonna put my kids on the interwebs, and I'm not gonna make them leave the room just because we're walking through with a camera. Hope you guys don't mind, but operational security is a real thing. So any Hoosers, let's go on in. It's not looking like much right now, so bear with me. We've got some improvements to make, but I've got high hopes here. So, come on there, lights. We got a couple that are out. It needs a little TLC. We need some paint. I don't like the drabness and the grossness. We got to come through here, pressure washer. All this is going to get painted just like the other building. We're going to do it in black and then the gray. I'm probably gonna epoxy the floors in this building because I've got a pretty long-term arrangement set up here, and this is gonna be a long-term home, so I wanna have some nice floors. We're probably gonna epoxy them. This area here, this is toolbox. This area here, small toolbox, too much door. We don't need all this door, so I think I'm gonna drag like some bench action right over here, or just big toolbox. So we can have small box, bench, something like that. This is a Cuda pressure washer. It's like a heated parts washer thing. This thing was here, and I don't believe it worked back in 2018 when I had my toolbox parked right over there in that exact spot. This was my stall, and that was my stall. I don't know if this thing works. Does anybody know anybody that works for Cuda or Karocher, or I don't know how to say that, forgive me. Anybody knows how to fix these things, give me a ring. I need to have that thing serviced. No. Just no. This is the Hoffman alignment machine. It's okay, but I prefer Hunter. Not sponsored, that's just what I like. I think what I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna remove my alignment machine from the other building and have that transplanted over here and install it in this tower's location. I do not like this machine, and it was not working that great 6 years ago when I tried to do alignments on this area here. We actually used to do the wheel alignments for the Bradenton Police Department here. We also used to install those Intoxilock DUI breathalyzer things. Interesting clientele right there on those. Very interesting. Did you know that those breathalyzer things for your cars, you have to have a camera in the car now that takes a picture of you when you use it, because people were having their kids blow into the little lock thing, the Intoxilock thing, and then that was giving a clean breath analysis, which let the car start, which let them drive. You believe that? People were putting their own kids on a breathalyzer so their car would work. Tisk, tisk, tisk. Saw it all the time. So yeah, we used to install those here. I might do that again. That was actually kind of fun installing those things. We've got a decent tire machine. I don't know if this thing still works. I may or may not leave these here. This is actually very valuable real estate, probably for toolboxes, shelving, or storage. I may make this an inventory area because we do have the wall, and it would be a great place to jam in some shelving units. We can do one right here on the side and then more back here against the wall. But that would also mean that these machines have to vacate. Hence my idea of moving all of the tire service stuff over to the other building, because there's more storage. Now I realize this looks like a lot, but once we start filling in tools and toolboxes and equipment and jacks and cabinets and AC and fluid service machines, it's gonna fill up very quickly. So we're gonna have to make very good use of the space that's here and make efficient use of the space that's here, while still allowing us to have all of our equipment and of course being able to work on vehicles. Now, the other reason, like I mentioned earlier, that we're going to need to keep the other building is these are all 8,000 pound car lifts. Yes, I can put like a 1,500 size truck in here, but a crew cab long bed is not going to happen. A 2,500 truck, that's pushing it on these racks. I don't like to use the lifts up to their rated capacity. For example, if I've got a truck that's 6,000 pounds, I want to have that on like an 8,000 pound minimum, maybe a 9,000 pound lift. I don't want to put an 8,000 pound truck on an 8,000 pound lift. That's just, it's bad practice. Excuse me. It's bad practice. It does work, but I prefer not to do such things. So let's see, what else do we have here to take a look at? There's gotta be something else. Oh yeah, of course, we have break room. We have break room, and why do we have break room? Because with 7 stalls, me and Dave can't do it all by ourselves, could we? So I'm going to have to enlist some assistants. I need to hire some folks to help us out. Looking for some B-techs and some A-techs. I think I got one guy. We had an awesome conversation the other day, and I'm awaiting his response to a start date. So things are looking up on the employee front, but I believe I'm going to have to add a couple more folks. Okay, but we'll see. Let's get this transitioned first, because there's a lot up in the air, and I'm spinning a lot of plates. We're in the break room. That's the tour. We're in the break room upstairs. Office is directly downstairs. You can tell this place has been here for a while. Look at this old TV. We have Chilton's manuals, Mitchell manuals. These used to belong to Pat, rest in peace. Pat hired me in late 17 to work here when he was running the store. Pat opened this place, I think back in the 80s, and ran it ever since. He then hired the person who was managing the place after he became ill, and that's the person that let me go. So I find it to be a tremendous honor to be able to carry on Pat's legacy, and I wish his wife Kyle the best. I haven't seen her in a lot of years, but I hope she's doing very well, and I hope that this video runs across her, because it would be fantastic for her to know that somebody who recognizes the legacy of this facility and its history here in the community is going to honor that and try to carry that torch forward. I hope I can be that person. As sentimental as that may sound, I do feel that way, and because of the history that has been left here for me to steward, I feel that it's my duty to do such things. So all of this stuff will remain nostalgic relics of this facility. It's not getting thrown away. Usually people like to burn books these days. We're not burning history around here, so that's going to stay. This is our break room. There's a little bathroom around the corner. This right here, I don't know what this area is going to be for. Probably just some storage. It gets a little warm up here during the summertime. I'm probably going to have to cut a hole in this wall and put a window shaker in just to get some AC up here. There is a vent that comes through from the downstairs AC, but it didn't have enough to keep this area very manageable to my recollection. So we're going to have to add some supplementary AC to the situation upstairs in the break room. But we've got areas for everybody who's going to be working here to relax and chill out and keep their lunch, keep everyone from running off to McDonald's and spending all their money on garbage. That applies to everybody who's not in the break room as well. Yeah, just buy good food. Bad food is bad, so let's not worry about it. But this right here, this is the future of Ray's Auto Clinic Incorporated here in Bradenton, Florida. So you know what else is funny? These little padlocks right here for the bay doors. Gravity. These are the exact same padlocks that were here on this building way, way, way back in the day. I used to take these things on and off every day, and now I'm going to continue to do such things. Beautiful, look at that. That's dialed in right there. I like it. Oh, this is not so easy. It's a breeze in here. Beautiful. Wrap the chain. It'll stay. Going on it. Behind lights. Look at that. It's beautiful in here. I love it. Nice. Okay, so we're headed out now. We're going back to the other shop. I had a truckload of goodies back there, and it has since been unloaded. Pressure washer and some parts and things like that. So we're gonna head back to what are we gonna call the old shop now? We got the new shop. That's primary. I gotta figure out what to call this other joint. We're going over there, a place that we all know and love. Let's ride. I just found a jet ski abandoned in the middle of the road back there. Let's go check that out later.
Can we take it?
I don't think we can take it.
Oh, okay.
It's a registered vessel, and if we were to just simply acquire it through maritime activity, I don't think that the state of Florida would legally recognize our ownership of said jet ski, and then we might get arrested for tax evasion or something. All right, we're back at the joint here, backing in for another load. We're not like moving today. I plan on doing that with trailers, and this is gonna happen pretty slowly over time. We are gonna have like a full-on like moving day when we approach the first of the year, but as for like right now, I'm just getting things over there that we need. So we're not actually having the moving day, even though I'm kind of moving a little bit, if that makes any sense whatsoever. Anyway, the other surprise here we got is there's a visitor at the shop. The visitor is none other than the world famous Power Stroke Tech Talk with A-Rod. We've got Aaron here today. Hey, I'm glad you're here, by the way. I got a SCR issue on a 6.7 for you to diag tomorrow morning, bro. I got you on that one. It's got like a P2707 or 2007, something like that.
207F.
207F, you know.
Reductant quality, but is the reductant quality really bad?
I don't know. That's why I need this guy, because I don't know about these things.
Funny, they didn't give it a reductant quality module until 2017, yet here we are working on a steel body.
Get out of here. Wait a minute. So we got codes for a module on a year model that doesn't have the module.
Trick code. How many of you guys out there get that code and they're like, oh hey, I gotta put new def in, and it's not the def.
That's why I know nothing. I see nothing. I hear nothing. I know nothing. All right, folks. So we've loaded up a few things in the back of the truck. A-Rod's about to hop in. We're going back over to the new shop for one unload. And I think we're about gonna call it good for the day afterwards. It's nearing late in the day, and it's Sunday, and I'm really trying to not turn it into a full work day. So I'm gonna get out of here. We're gonna go home, take it easy, chillax a little bit, because Monday morning the grind still continues. What's up, man? How you doing, bro? The guy riding by on a bike, he just said hey. Yeah, so since Monday I've got to get back on the grind, and I still have to maintain my workflow on the customer base. I've got trucks, you saw piles of them, which is why we've got helpy helpers here to help me out with all these trucks, man, because I can't do all this stuff by myself. So anyway, guys, one more time, let me know what you think about this Endeavor expansion in the comment section down below. We'll catch you on the next one. Thanks for watching, and most importantly, have yourselves a great day. See you guys later in a video, in a day, in a transmission.